My fellow Americans, as a young boy, I dreamed of being a baseball. But tonight I say we must move forward, not backward, upward, not forward, and always twirling, twirling, twirling towards freedom. Stop! Those candidates are phonies! You heard me! They're alien replicants from beyond the moon!
Don't forget your stinking flag. Don't forget your stinking flag. Don't forget your stinking flag.
America, take a good look at your beloved candidates. They're nothing but hideous space reptiles. It's true. We are aliens. But what are you going to do about it? It's a two-party system. You have to vote for one of us.
You're right. This is a two-party system.
Well, I believe I'll vote for a third-party candidate.
Go ahead. Throw your vote away.
All hail President K!
I don't understand why we have to build a ray gun to aim at a planet I never even heard of.
Don't blame me. I voted for Kodos.
Go!
Something I talk about all the time is the false left-right paradigm and how many people buy into it because it's so damn corrosive. You know, you hear everybody say, oh, the conservatives, oh, the liberals, the left, the right. You know, we so often are we caught up with these labels. Part of the reason why the first commandment has to do with worshiping idols is the fact that what it does is it puts you in a box, right? When you assign yourself a label, albeit a liberal, I'm a conservative, I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat, I'm from the left, I'm from the right. It boxes you in so you can't see 360 degrees. You just can't see it because you will not open yourself to any sort of possibilities that are outside whatever that designed or designated context that you're looking through things, looking at things with, you know? And I heard it best described by Michael Badnarik. You know, why do we look at things in two dimensions when we're not two-dimensional creatures? You know, here we are, we live in a three-dimensional world. So why would we be so stupid as to look at things two-dimensionally, left and right? He says when you look at it, there's really left, right, up, and down. And you can probably have, you know, areas in between. But he said, let's just take those four. And he says, here's the left, right? And the left says, well, I want your money. And because I know how to spend it better than you, but you can have your rights because they're yours to have. Now, on the other side of the fence, on the right side, well, they say, well, you can keep your money, right? But your rights, those belong to us because you can't have those if we're going to be safe. And we have to be safe. So we're going to take your rights away. But you can have your money. Which really isn't true, but you know. Just going by classic definitions. Then there's down. Now the down people are your straight up fascist, your dictators. Now they want your money and your rights. Those are down people. But then there's a special class of people, up people. Now, up people are people like me. People that want my money and my rights because they don't belong to anybody. That's my property. Those rights are mine. You can't have them. So why do I have to look at things from this left-right paradigm? Why do they box us in? Well, it's easier to control. And it's certainly easier once you get people to buy into a concept to do whatever it takes to defend it. And that's where you get this just caustic environment. The reason why the first commandment was put into place is so you don't put yourself in a box. So you don't put that person on a pedestal or that entity or whatever. Don't do it. Don't box yourself in. When you do that, you open the door for people to manipulate and control you and to divide you. Open your mind. Free your mind. Your horizons. See the whole thing. Don't be duped into buying into Republican, Democrat, Libertarian. Be you. You know, when people ask, what do you stand for? Who are you? What are you about? Just say, I am. Because that's the right answer. I'm me. And I judge everything based on the merits of what I have in front of me at that time or what I know. Based on the credibility of people, not just on words, not just on loyalty to a concept, but to actual tangible things. And when we do that and we embrace our independence, you'll find that the world would be a much better place.
I wanted to draw a picture that describes effectively the false left-right paradigm. The Republican Party props up the Democratic Party, and the Democratic Party props up the Republican Party. By itself, a single-party system will fall over. But if you take the two-party systems and you lean them up against each other, this is basically the arch. Their force going together keeps them together and makes it become a very strong, stable platform on which they can build their hierarchical New World Order system. So the current two-party system has been dominated and bought up and controlled by the elite that sits atop it. Now, the elite with a one-party system would not be balanced on top of one party. They would be subject to being toppled. But you put the two parties up against each other, they form a royal arch. And now it's very hard to separate those two because they're leaning up against each other. And so Republicans attack Barack Obama. And then the Democrats attack John McCain. And then the population who's down here is trained to see John McCain as representing them personally, as being their daddy, of where their personal power comes from, of their camp, their brand names, their brand of soda. And so this is a controlled paradigm. And really, it's one unit supporting themselves and containing revolution, so that the people who are down here never learn that there is a world outside of this controlled paradigm. We are locked within the left-right paradigm, and then it becomes this huge pageant, this huge distraction where we analyze every facet of the two political parties, never realizing they themselves are simply a front or puppets for a larger power structure. And then they can limit the scope of differences, which, if you look at it, there's almost no difference between the two, instead of getting the people to look outside the box at the wider world.